Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to Starbound Frackin Universe. When we last left off, we had started doing a bit of terraforming, a bit of building, making this planet into our home. A suggestion I got was that this area right here should probably be some kind of power or heating generator facility thing, so I think we will do something with that by the by. But first, let's just do a quick walk from here, where I started terraforming, to there, where our actual manor slash lab is going to be. And I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do between here and there. Probably a bit of village building, stuff like that. And just moving out the terrain in some areas, just to make sure that it is appropriately smooth, in the sense that, you know, I don't want to have to jump in order to get over, like, two tall gaps. And I've pretty much moved all the random tombstones to this area, making some sort of graveyard type area, which I thought was nice. And the way I have this actually makes it so that you have to jump if you want to get over here, which is okay, because there's not really too much going on over here. It's just sort of like an overlook, as it were, which works out nicely. And you can just kind of come on down here. You have this little bridge. Now, I kind of wondered to myself if this is... No, you know what? Actually, no. Now this kind of makes me wish that I had 3 layers to work with, so I could put some of this fencing in front of this. Because now it just looks like the rock is coming through the bridge. That's just awful. But if I tear it away and put this here, then you'll be able to see the background through it, so then it'll look like there's just some weird gap. So I'm kind of damned either way, so you know what, I'll just leave that and we won't draw too much attention to it. And here is a bridge. Just a basic bridge. Nothing too fancy about it. Though now that I think about it, I don't think I... Well, no, actually it is symmetrical. It just doesn't feel symmetrical because you have this overhang here instead of just an open area. And this lake that I made. It's kind of dark down there. The big mistake I think I made with this bridge is that the design does not allow you to get under it, so you can't swim down there. Because I took the time to even have a little secret underwater tunnel thingy over there. Which, you know, now there's no real point in that. Plus, the reason for these drains is because the planet occasionally gets some heavy rain. And, you know, I don't want it looking like the bridge with these little gaps here in the fencing is flooding itself, because that would be silly. Anyway, and then here's just some foundation. Like I said, I'm taking a bit of inspiration from the Dark Glitch fortresses, so we don't have too much going on just yet. We have this 84 here, which I used as a reminder, because between here and the opposing door or gate on the other side is... We'll get to that in a second. There are 84 tiles here. And I'm thinking in this vicinity, you know, between the gate and the actual entrance to the mansion area itself, I should probably dig out here and have like a little flower garden or something. Maybe put the apiary here. I could put the apiary somewhere else as well. I don't know. Sometimes I feel my building style in Starbound, I'm thinking like of a 3D space, but we have only 2 dimensions to work with here. And of course, then again, imagine how complicated it would be if we had to manage 3 dimensions to build. I'd never get anything done. I barely get anything done as it is. Anyway, as for this is where eventually, I mean, I might change this, but this is going to be the entrance to our secret lab. This is, I think, not even in the middle. It's not even in the middle of this area, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I didn't count that. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with the first floor. And in retrospect, I probably should have thought that one out a little bit before actually, you know, starting this recording. I basically just have the outline for something. I don't know what that something is going to be yet. I mean, we have some little steampunk lamps, some globes, this Ministry of Knowledge sign, which we'll probably put that in the town itself. We have some antlers, bunch of gothic candles and beds and couches. I don't know, I figure give a real sort of, I mean, gothic, it's vaguely steampunky. Vaguely. Not at all, really. Gothic is an entirely different genre compared to Yule jolly Victorian England. Or just Victorianness. Anyway, yeah. Also, oh crap. Right. There you go. Anyway, the reason I've dug... also, just to explain my building choices here, the reason I made this as deep as I did is because I want to make sure that, you know, once this is all filled in, you can't actually see into the secret lab, so that if, I mean, you guys, it's all spoiled for now, but if I had random people over, I wouldn't want just anyone knowing where the secret lab is now, would I? But you guys I can trust with the knowledge of the secret lab's location. And again, I cut off that. Sometimes. There we are. But at least that won't be a problem anymore now that I've taken care of that. And I figure we're probably gonna work on building the lab first. Okay, there we are. Pop open our inventory here. We also have some trees, various apple and fruit trees. You know, it also occurs to me I didn't get around to adding that mod that actually lets me see what a plant is going to look like. Though, rest assured, I remember it was suggested to me, so I will get around to that at some point. Now, the question, of course, is what do we want the lab to look like? I mean, should it be dramatically different compared to our surface area? Do I want it to be really high-tech? The answer is probably not. I probably want it to look relatively, you know, just fit. Oh dear, I haven't really been actually keeping an accurate measure on how much I'm digging out on either side. And I do enjoy my symmetry. You know what, I'll just dig out everything to be equal. That'll work out, that'll be fine, then we can shrink things as necessary from there. Excellent. And also, I think I'll have it set so that there are no lights down here, or at least none that are on until you actually activate the lab area itself. Because again, I don't want it to be obvious that there is in fact a secret lab down here. Because that would be silly. I mean, you don't just let anyone know about your secret underground lab. That would be ridiculous. Because then you're going to have all kinds of people who are going to constantly want to wander on down there and explore it and see what's up. And we can't have stuff like that. That's not kosher at all. Not in the least. Anyway, but I do think what we've got here so far is a pretty good base on which to build. Once I figure out exactly... Crap. Dug a bit too far there. Just a touch bit too greedily and a bit too... Wait a minute. Wait a minute, did I not build this... Oh no, never mind. I actually dug perfectly. Right? Almost perfectly. Alright, there we go. Now it's perfect. And I suppose there'd be a waste not to mine all this coal at this point. Since we've already dug enough, so we might as well... In for a penny, in for a pound and all that, but... Anyway, that's that. I don't really know exactly where I'm going with all this, by the way. Also, it doesn't seem to be happening now, but funny story. Not that long ago, while I was setting this up, apparently I was getting a bunch of music from the Terminator franchise playing down here. Which, it's probably good that's not playing that. Wait, where did all my stone go? Are you kidding me? I know I didn't get rid of it all. Did I seriously just chuck it in a chest somewhere? Well, that was stupid of me. What are you? Are you a new bug? You are not. You're just another of the 10 million mud stags that are all over this planet. Disgusting. I don't really know why I put all these away. Let's take it all out. Take out all the various blocks. Not entirely sure which ones we'll use yet. I didn't drop any, did I? No. Good. Excellent. Good enough, though it is very messy now. Messy, messy, messy. Alright. So... Well, wait. I'm not thinking... Well, no. Let's see. I'm trying to think to myself here. If I have this set up in such a way... Well, actually, you know what? Well, no, I'm going to leave this here, because I still don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. Because this is a relatively big drop, is my thought process here. And I kinda... You know, we'll just plop that there, and then I'll set a nice little copper platform here. Alright, let's take this off. Alright. So a single jump can't get you out. So basically, if I invited anyone over to examine my secret lab, and they did not have double jump tech, then they're just screwed. Or if they don't have anti-grav tech, or anti-grav augments on. So that could cause some problems. We don't want problems. Problems are generally agreed to be not good. So let's see here. How do I want to do this? Because this is not deep enough, I think. We want and my voice is giving out on me. We want to go deeper. We have to go deeper, in fact. So, let us do something like this, I guess. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's make it 6. Every 6 will add another layer to this. And even that may be... Let's see here. Boingy. Man, it is really weird not having that anti-grav now that I've gotten used to it. I fall way too fast. Alright. Boingy. Boingy. Alright, that seems to work out just fine. I do kind of want to be considerate of others who may or may not ever end up getting to explore this place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so 2 more down. Like this, like that. Alright. We've got something slowly coming together here. And I like that. Alright. There we are. Like that. Like so. Wrong stack. Yeah. Because I think having something of a bit of a drop. And how do I want to do this? I don't know. Something like 2, 4, 6. Because once I fill this all back in with dirt, it's going to be pitch black out there. Something like this. And I think that should work out just perfectly. Alright. 4 and 6. So all told, it's 8 squares, 8 squares across. Which works out for our purposes. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's already pretty dark down here, so that is good. That is a good thing. Alright, let's dig this out so we can get back in here, and then I guess I didn't need to do anything with any of this, so that was a waste of everyone's time. But that's how you experiment, my friends. And I think experimentation is probably one of the most important things one can do in their life, because if you never experiment and you never try to see what works and what doesn't, then you're going to have a very boring life. And who has time for a boring life, especially if you only get to live one life, unlike in video games where you can just infinitely respawn until you get bored. You know? So might as well try everything while you have the chance, because you never know when the chance is going to run out, I guess. Kind of a grim, gloomy way to look at it, but on the other hand, could be inspiring, depending on your point of view, which is what everything boils down to at the end of the day, doesn't it? You can look at life as a big ol' heaping pile of misery and broken dreams, or you can see it. No, I should probably put my light back on. That would really help. There we go. Or you can, you know, make the most of what you have with what you have and see exactly how far you can go with it. Isn't that truly the best gift of all? I should change this, by the way, but we'll get to that in due course. For now, however, let's just continue with our work here of clearing some space. That's not quite enough space. Morph ball to the rescue. Morph ball to the rescue. Alright. Let's check this extra 4 squares of dirt here just to free up a bit more space in our inventory and get rid of all of this garbage that we have little need for. Like, look at this. I've had like 5,000 stacks of dirt and mud and stone. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But it does serve our purposes, which is okay, I guess. Kind of wondering now if I gave myself enough yard space. So I am kind of thinking I want the apiaries to be outside. But I don't necessarily want to make them vertical. And I may need to do that depending on... Well, depending on how much sense it makes to even have, like, a bunch of apiaries. I mean, for actual, like, progression and getting all the various quests and just unlocking all the things, I assume I'm going to want a fair number of apiaries. But for actual just scenic and decor purposes, I don't think it makes sense to have too many apiaries. Which also reminds me I'm going to have to bring my flower seeds down here so we can actually have the apiaries doing their stuff. And I'll have to make some giant apiaries, because I don't think we'll want small ones. We'll probably, I think the way I'm going to set this up is most of this, there's going to be a little bit of dirt in here. And we'll plant some flowers and some grass, and it'll look very nice. And then from there, we will proceed to put down a couple of apiaries, probably on each side. That way we can have a little bit of honey production, which is always a good thing, I would imagine. Wait, I have 2 separate stacks of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ooh. Never keep my hand steady for some reason whenever we are playing. Alright. So, a little bit of depth down here. We drop into the pits of hell. I mean, not too much. It's not too much of a hell. It's a nice place overall, I think. And yeah, it's very dark down here. Maybe I'll have it so that when this is open... And also, you know what, actually, maybe the first floor should be a library. Because then I could have one of those glitch library shelf things be the secret switch that opens the door to the lab. Yeah, you know what? I think that would look nice. Though I don't want the entire interior of this place to be just, like, stone and whatnot. The first floor is. But I'm gonna probably get, like, wood and paneling and all kinds of cool stuff in there. But we'll figure that out by the by. Alright, so let's see here. We have... I cannot see anything like that. Alright, 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So... something like that, which I believe is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so this is where the actual floor is going to be, I think. Which means I am going to have to tear through some of this wall that I literally just dug up. Or put down. And by literally, I mean I put it down a few minutes ago. But yeah, something like this. You know, this makes me really happy I'm actually wearing this top hat. Because it's extra height. Really helps give me a perspective on exactly how much headspace we're actually getting here. In real life, this would probably be annoying because my hat would be scraping against the top of this thing. But yeah, I think this works out nicely. It adds a little bit extra depth down there. And we'll have some torches or something that are only on when the doors are open. That way, you know, just not just anybody can see into the secret lab, because again, we want it to be secret. Because what's the point in having a lab if it's not a secret lab, right? I mean, who doesn't want a secret lab? Seriously, tell me that when you were growing up, you did not even once imagine yourself, wouldn't my life be great if I had a secret lab in which to do all kinds of secret lab type stuff? Just me? Maybe? No? Well, one way or the other, I think this is going to be great once we actually get it all properly built up, and it will be nice and efficient. Though I suppose a thing we're going to have to think about is exactly what we are going to do to run power over here. And let's take a break from this, partly because I don't actually have any clue what I'm doing over there. Not yet. And let's go back and look over this. I think what I'm going to do I actually have the pipes on me? The answer appears to be no. But we've got gears. We're going to get pipes eventually, and I figure what I'm going to do is sort of like have a pipeline. We'll run it into the mountain. Maybe it won't actually directly go all the way over. You know what? It kind of angers me that monsters still spawn. I've actually had monsters spawn on the roof of that bridge we made. Of course, that maybe they had spawned on the overhang above it and then just kind of stuck with it. But anyway, I figure what we're going to do with our town, once we get around to actually building it, is, like, you know, the town will be here. We'll dig out some kind of sewer system, probably, that'll connect over to, back over there to the lake and everything. And sort of have some pipelines that'll go from here to there, so we can sort of kind of keep the semblance that there's actually, like, we'll have some kind of, like, subterranean sewer tunnel system here, which, you know, let's actually dig right on down right now. Like, how deep do these naturally go? Not that deep. We can make them deeper. We'll get some more copper pipes, and we will have, like, this is, like, down here is going to be where the sewers are. Let's also get rid of that, because that doesn't need to exist at this particular stage of the game. So yeah, everything it'll be down here. Jeez, that takes forever to dig out, and I don't have room to pick it up, really? Wow, it is really crowded in here. What is this? Moonstone ore. That's probably more valuable than the lever, so we'll carry that for now. So yeah, this will be, oh, I don't even have room for our iron. Is there any... I really should just stick all this Lovecraftian stuff away for the time being. I can get rid of the stick of ram. Stick of ram. Ah, boy. What was that short story I was made to read in school? Was it really called just The Leg of Lamb? Basically, plot spoiler if you've never read this story. It's about a woman who murders her husband, who I think he was having an affair. Or was he having an affair? He was planning to leave her, and she was pregnant. So she kills him with a leg of lamb. And she cooks the leg of lamb. And when her husband was a cop, by the way. When her husband's cop buddies show up after she calls them to report this homicide, she, you know, she's cooked the lamb, and then she has them eat it, so they basically eat the murder weapon, so there's no evidence, and she gets away scot-free. Something like that. You know, I think it was just called the Leg of Lamb. Anyway, didn't have too much random dialogue. I was mostly focused on the building aspect. But I figure, in future, probably a lot of these building episodes, I might even just set it so that the actual video itself is going at like 2x speed, and then my dialogue will just stay at regular 1x speed. And, you know, something like that. Alright, now, the other question, of course, is how big does this lab need to be? I mean, there's a lot of lab equipment, which I suppose... You know what, let's go back to the ship as we wrap this episode up and think about it. Like, I'm gonna need to have space for all of our storage. Basically all of this. And, let's see here. Well, let's start putting stuff away, because we're gonna need some room at some point in here in order to get anything done. Wow, I have so much plant fiber, apparently. Not a bad thing. And you can never have too much plant fiber. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my inventory space is being gobbled up by my insistence on holding all of this Lovecraft material until I decide what to do with it. So, at some point, I'll have to actually decide what to do with it. But in the meanwhile, and I guess I could just stick these away. I don't remember why I'm even holding on to them. Don't need them right now. What else do we want to put away? We have this. We've got, I'm just going to get rid of that. We don't need that. We have 10 million different types of blocks here, which we can probably... Well, no, I might as well hold on to them for now. But yeah, we want room to bring down all our lab equipment and seeds and things so we can get an idea of exactly how much space we're going to need in order to do all of our lab... You can stop doing that now. All of our sciencey stuff. Well, the apiary crafting station, I think, can stay up here for now. Where is it? Oh, there you are. But everything else, down to the fission furnace, can probably go. This can go. This can go. That can stay. What is this? Fermenter. Gotcha. This can go. This can also go. Ah, yes, the gene sequencer. That definitely gets to go with us. Oh, no. No. All my ancient platformy stuff. All right, pick that up. And we'll... What height did I have this at again? Symmetry is important to me. To a certain extent. I mean, symmetry is not always what you want, but there is a certain niceness to having a properly symmetrical infrastructure. Oh. Oh dear. Well, this was, oh, you can also see where the terraforming ended. Well, I guess we'll kind of just do a stroll and see what the rest of the planet looks like while we're here. A bit of swampy water there. I'm kind of disappointed I ended up actually terraforming the swamp part of this planet, because I did kind of want it to stay appropriately swamp-like for our swamp friends here, because it's not fair to the frogs. I mean, they had a good thing going here, more or less. Then again, we might just bulldoze all this and fill in the swampland and build some kind of strip mall or something over here. That sounds very... Oh yeah, there's also forgot about this place. There was this Apex lab here as well, which I suppose in retrospect, don't do it. Don't do it. In retrospect, perhaps the smart play might have been to actually build my base around this. Then again, I didn't really want something that was like real high-tech sci-fi themed, so I thought to myself, you know what? No. Kind of gotta wonder what these frogs are thinking about having this Apex lab literally right next door. Because I like to imagine that the frogs were here first. My personal headcanon that the frogs are a fallen empire. It used to be some kind of super advanced nation, but they have since fallen on hard times and have lost most of their language and culture. Hell, maybe that lab was the frogs' lab, and then, you know, the collapse of their empire happened, and then the Apex moved in and repurposed it. Also, I can't help but notice... Well, actually, this looks very nice right here. I should memorize the design of this, because this is actually more or less the kind of thing we want, isn't it, for a nice, proper steampunk town. But anyway, this episode is going on a bit long, so I am going to wrap things up here. So with that said, until the next time, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, or maybe leave me a comment down below to let me know what you're thinking. And I will see you all in the next video.